the warlock buddies. With the recent patch, Bungie buffed their damage with the enhanced benefit of grenade stat, and more importantly, they can now trigger any grenade related perks, like buddy kills with firepower regenerate an orb, or Axel can jolt enemies with spark of shock fragments. These two buffs have made buddies to be more than just a turret to help you fight, but an actual killing machine. So, in today's video, I'm gonna show you a really interesting prismatic warlock buddy build with Getaway artists that is a bit different. It combines the survivability and Axel uptime like Feed the Void, but we embrace the full potential of buddies without actually using it. And this build is able to do all that thanks to a forgotten weapon archetype in your arsenal, glaives. Before you call me crazy and click off the video, at least give me a chance to explain why I use glaive in a grenade build that doesn't seem to synergize with each other. There are three things that really bother me when using this setup initially. First, Axel uptime is unstable. When using Getaway artists without Feed the Void, your Axel hits gives grenade energy, and this is how you won't notice the uptime issue when playing solo, because you can get the full benefit of this effect. But when you're using it in a fireteam, other people can steal your Axel hits by killing the enemy that your Axel aims at, which makes you get less grenade energy and eventually lose the infinite Axel loop. Second, no weapon to use. At first, I tried using a double special weapon loadout, but realized it is a waste of ammo for the vast majority of time. As I just mentioned earlier, the grenade energy from Axel hits is really important to get the loop going. So shooting special ammo is actually bad unless you're dealing with tanky enemies, which is cool for an AFK build, but I want to be part of it and help buddies to get more kills. So I start looking for some good primaries, but their damage is so low compared to buddies. The only one I'm comfortable using is Eartight Apex with Attrition Orbs and Burning Ambition as a utility weapon. Third, survivability. For most situations, fast self-mending should be more than enough, but I feel like more can be done to make it even better in every scenario, whether you are playing solo or in a fireteam. So, while I was making the glaive video that I posted nearly 2 weeks ago, I tried using glaive with this build, and it has opened a completely new way to play. The glaive that I'm showcasing here is Judgment of Kalgoroth with Demolitionist and close to melee. It has solved the three problems that I mentioned earlier in flying colors. For Axel uptime, Demolitionist is really good at keeping Axel up when playing with other people. Demolitionist gives double the grenade energy with Glaive projectile final blow compared to most other weapons. It mitigates the grenade energy that got stolen by other players when you miss Axel hits. It is also a great weapon that works between a primary and special weapon with glaive melee. Combining it with close to melee can help you kill some tanky enemies without wasting too much ammo. With glaive shield, you can get 97.5% damage resistance by holding block, which helps you survive in the most unimaginable situation. Did I have your attention now as to why I use glaive? I hope I can make myself clear that I don't use glaive just to use glaive. However, the rest of the build is even more wild and more flexible thanks to glaive, and I'm sure you will love it even more. For aspects, helium is a must because of its excellent damage when you have a high grenade stat, but the second one can be reverse core or Plague Watcher. For an everyday build, I love reverse core more. It is more aggressive, especially with the new changes. Threatlings can be spawned from any damage source, and refunds class ability energy when threatlings hit an enemy. It has great synergy with helium, as you can maintain it with less class stat. Not to mention, you get 3 fragment slots compared to 2 on Plague Watcher to make your build more flexible. However, for harder content that benefits more from crowd control or want to take advantage with a certain fragment on the build, it is still very viable as I showcased it in the previous video, where I solo Ultimate Proving Grounds without artifact perks. For fragments, fast self-mending, courage, and dominance are the only ones that are mandatory for this build. Mending gives ×1 kill when Axel or Helium gets a kill. This is how you survive in most content. Dominance to make Axel hits jolt enemies with the new rework. Courage for 10% extra damage for Axel and Helium when they hit Darkness debuff enemies. The remaining fragments can be chosen based on your personal preference. Protection for damage resistance to stay in the front and do damage with glaive melee more safely. Dawn for Radiant to stun all 3 types of champions with this build without artifact perks, and 20% extra weapon damage. Purpose to have restoration when paired with Song of Flame when picking up an orb. Hope to drop class stat even further down to make room for higher grenade stat. You can pair them however you want. For abilities, Storm Grenade is a must for Getaway artists to work, Arcane Needle for an extra Darkness debuff to make courage even better, Phoenix Dive for its faster cooldown and immediate healing, For super, I recommend Song of Flame, because when you are in a dire situation, it can really help you survive when you are in the front while using a glaive. For the stat distribution, 160 grenade for 40% damage increase on all your buddies, 70 class to keep helium up at all times are the minimum requirement. Health stat at around 30 is also recommended to get more HP from ops, as they are the second most reliable healing source except Fast Mending. Weapon and melee are not important. In order to get this stat right, I recommend going for 4 Grenadier plus 1 Specialist. 4 Grenadier should give you close to 100 super, so you don't even need to build it. For armor mods, 1 Ashes to Access on Helmet for faster super, a special and heavy ammo finder mod to get more ammo because ability kill sucks at printing ammo. On the gauntlet, 2 Firepower to generate tons of orbs with your body kills, and 1 boosting detonation for lower class ability cooldown. On the boost, Absolution, Innovation, and Isolation to prioritize grenade and class ability energy when picking up an orb. On the class item, Powerful Attraction to pick up orbs from the ground, Reaper to generate orb, and Utility Kickstart to refund class ability when you have armor charges. But feel free to change it to Special Finisher if you feel like this build is short on ammo. For weapons, Glaive on your special slot is a must. I love Judgment of Kalgura for its high shot damage to proc Demolitionist and close to melee easier on a red bar enemy, but you can change it to any other glaive that has this perk combo, like Forthcoming Defiance from Salvation's Edge. On the primary slot, any weapon is good, but main retrograde is definitely best in slot here. It provides great burst damage while being very ammo efficient. On the heavy slot, I had a ton of fun with 3 exotics that all were great with this build. If you want to go for the full turret route, Finality's Augur is very good, and you can actually do some wild stuff like this. Just stand still and see your buddy annihilate a -40 Mythic Mission boss with no issue at all. For a more all-arounder, I recommend Parasite. When your buddies are hard at work killing ass, it's making Parasite deal more damage at the same time, and you can release it to destroy tanky enemies in a single hit. It is another reason why Fast of Dawn is good for this build to do higher damage with Radiant. The third option is Wolf Spin with Attrition Ops. This is more of a support/DPS weapon, because you can stay in the front and tank most of the damage from bosses, which helps your teammate do damage much safer. While you are doing decent damage, you can generate tons of orbs with Attrition Ops to help you survive longer and get your abilities back faster. This is the end of the video. You can say it is a bonus video to the Glaive video that I posted nearly 2 weeks ago. And I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe or join my Discord server to discuss more stuff about Destiny 2. I'm going to work on the new ammo economy video now. Bye bye!